and was really playing well. But now it seems as though he really he really isn't performing well, and especially as one of the top prospects in the league. Obviously, he's young, batting .233 right now with 21 strikeouts and 14 hits. He obviously has his moments, but at the end of the day, it's as a young prospect. Obviously he's young. He's 22. I wouldn't say he's necessarily too young, but he has time to grow, and that's obviously you can't. It's impossible to view a guy who just came to the major leagues who's not playing well and just immediately say he's not a good player. I mean, it takes time. Just like every veteran who begins the season, it takes time. But he's shown that he can put together good at bats. Obviously, he needs to lower his strikeout percentage, but he's doing well. 233. Obviously, it's not unbelievable, but he is doing well. He has been on a decline, but regardless, before he's batting with 300. So overall, he is playing well, and he continues to be playing well. So definitely prop to him on that. So. But also looking at our second base situation, you look at guys like Ryan McMahon, who is getting he's getting the majority of the starts. Ryan McMahon, who was looked at as the starter, the true starter, who won the Abby Greer Award in spring training and was really hitting well in spring training, is now hitting 237 right now. Is just it's disappointing to see our second baseman not playing too well, but once again he's 24 years old. He's young, but he hasn't. He's a great swing, awesome glove. So, our second. It's great that we do have a lot of depth at our second base position because, so what? A guy's hitting 230. I mean, the fact that we have three solid guys, one of them being one of the top 10 prospects in the league about 3 weeks ago it's great to have that feeling as well. So, I'm glad that we do have that depth. And now going into the season, that was one of the things that I highlighted was that, even our outfield too, we have a lot of depth. So we do have a lot of depth. So, but second base is one of those positions where we let go of DJ. But right now DJ is playing like the best second baseman in the league. But I'm still not regretting it because, for the reason that, us re-signing DJ, all it would do is delay, the development of our young guys like Ryan McMahon, Garrett Hampson, and Brendan Rodgers. Whether you look at the stats now, you have to look at the long term. I mean, DJ's obviously getting older. You got three young guys who've proven to be able to play ball, proven to be able to play at a major league level. Releasing DJ, getting Danny Murphy, who is playing very well right now at first base. I thought, that decision was huge. Moving a glove to center field, Ian Desmond, not re-signing Cargo, who's overall will be declining, and moving Charlie, whose bat it's electric right now, and he is a decent fielder as well. It's great. So, but I really do support that decision. I think the front office, Jeff Bridich, I think that they all know what they're doing. Obviously, their goal is to make as much money as possible and have a winning team. So, both those are they seem to be doing both those. So, but I am very happy where this team is right now. I really am, and I think that they are doing very well. So that is one thing that I think is great. But as we near the last approximately 9-10 minutes of the podcast, just to nice recap, I guess. It was just the one thing I wanted to talk about, which I did before, is highlight. In the beginning of the season, I talked about how I guess I just was talking about this a little bit, but how our young guys really needed to step up, and young guys as in Raimel Tapia, David Dahl, Ryan McMahon, Brendan Rodgers, Garrett Hampson. Some of the pitchers, Sanzatella, Herman Marquez, who I do consider young guys. Rookie season was only 2017. For guys like that, I said in the beginning of the season, the only way for our team to succeed is if those guys do well. And, you look at the averages, you look at all the statistics. Right now, the majority of those guys I view as doing very well. I view them as being the reason why we're playing so well. Obviously, Charlie Story, Nolan Arenado, and Charlie Blackburn are the guys who are really gluing it together. But, you can't really overlook these at-bats that, the young guys are putting in, the rookies are putting in, because, 3 guys in the lineup aren't going to make an offense, especially right now when, everyone seems to be hitting. It's, it's great. It really is great. So, I am glad that the Rockies are playing well. Obviously, 5-5 in the last 10 games, not unbelievable, but definitely on an incline right now. And especially from April, they have not declined since. So, it is great to see that, and I am very glad that the Rockies are proving to do well and prove that they can do well. And not only that, but have shown that where the potential that they have, they really can reach that potential, which they are doing right now offensively. Maybe not defensively, pitching wise, maybe not so much, but I can guarantee you, last season one of the best bullpens in the league, Colorado Rockies. Believe it or not, that's you look at the statistics, and that's just how it was, and it's surprising, but it's a shame that last season our offense wasn't great because, especially known as one of the best offenses in the league, 2014, 15, 16, to going from one of the, not, one of the worst. No, I wouldn't say one of the worst, but one of the, did not produce last season as much as they should have, as much as they had, at all compared to most recent years. It was disappointing to see just our pitching do well, but, right now our offense is doing well, and more than anything, I think, our pitching is starting to develop. Obviously, the last 2 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, our pitching was, I would even say, horrendous. I thought that, and still now, some games, our starting pitchers are putting us out of the game before we even get up to bat. The top of the first inning, somebody lets up 4 runs, and we're already playing catch-up. So that needs to stop. That needs to just completely, obviously it happens, but the rate that it's happening, I guess the one thing I want to highlight about this podcast is the whole 2-game swing, and I know it's very redundant right now, but it is a big thing when you talk about starting pitchers doing that. When you lower that, you go from doing that every start, or 2 out of 3 starts, to 1 out of 3 starts. That those swings and those losses turn into wins because you're not playing catch up the whole game, because we have an offense who can produce. So pitchers start pitching better and start starting out better, and the Rockies have actually time to put up runs and build on insurance runs. That's when you start winning games, and that's when you start building up definitely building up wins and scaling your way back at the top of the division, especially when you're in a division like this, and you're in a division where the top team is the best team in baseball. It's one of the best records in baseball. You have starts like that, and that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to cause your team to, start declining. So I am very happy that, I keep on saying I'm very happy that the Rockies are doing well, but I am. I really am. The Rockies are, they really did not seem to be playing very well in April, obviously, and it seemed like there was no pieces falling together, and now it seems like everything's really falling in place. Once again, there are stuff that needs to be worked on, but same with every major league team, maybe even except the Dodgers. But there are stuff to be, there is things to be worked on, defensively and offensively. There are still stuff offensively that, aren't as strong. But overall, this team is looking great. And, the fans know it, they know it. It's one of those things where it's like, there are some losses, though, that aren't, they really are inexcusable. But, it's a major league team. Every team has losses that they regret having and that they shouldn't have had. So, 162-game season, you look at it both ways, but at the end of the day, there are mistakes. Baseball is a game of mistakes. It's not who succeeds, it's who fails the least. So, it's more of just the Rockies putting together at-bats and stringing together at-bats and holding, the bullpen holding it together, starting pitchers going out and giving the Rockies time to score. It's all that goes into winning, and especially against good teams like this. And, as we near the All-Star break, we're facing a lot of division rivals. Most of the series work that's coming up is going to be against all our division rivals. So, stuff like that, it's going to be crucial for the Rockies. It really is. It's going to be very important for them to succeed, and whether they do or not, It's going to come down to whether, all these factors come together and come into play. So, but, as we do wrap up, the past, 2 or 3 minutes of the podcast, we do, it's, I am very happy where the team is right now. Whether you look at the standings and it doesn't say exactly, I am very happy where the team is right now. So, but the Rockies are, they're a talented team, and that's who they are. They're going to keep on performing, and that's just the team they are. So, you look at it right now. Facing the Padres tonight, got 2 more games against them. Homestand. They can really play well on this homestand. I think that they start scaling their way up the division. They start winning games, or Dodgers start losing games. In no time, we'll be doing well. I am very confident in this team. I am very confident. So bottom of the 8th right now. The Rockies are up 9-5. Both teams have 12 hits apiece. Both doing very well. Padres have a good lineup as well. The Rockies are, hoping to move on to move to 36 and 32, 4 games up. That would put them at. It seems like the Dodgers might pull this game home tonight, so they will stay at 9.5 games back. But the wild card, they're hanging in there, and the wild card, they are right in the race. So that just shows you that they are a good team. Obviously, if you have an unbelievable team in your division, they might get overlooked. You might look at the second place team; they're 9 games back, and you might think they're bad. But you look at each player, you look at the pitching, and you look at their, you look at all the stats that go into it, and it's most of the time it's not the case. So, but I guess our last minute right now of the podcast, I just wanted to, I do really think that the Rockies have a bright future, and I do think that, especially our farm system as well, which I think we'll focus on our farm system next week a lot more. I do see, especially this year, not just the next couple of years, I'm talking about this year too. This year we have a lot of potential. So, but I'm more than happy and more than excited for the rest of the season, because I think there's a lot of great things to come. But I just wanted to thank you guys. This wraps up the second podcast on Rox Talk. I wanted to thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed, learned something or two, and I'm very happy that I'm able to provide an hour of Rockies talk and input on the Rockies to you guys. So for those of you who are listening right now, and those of you who are listening after this is recorded, I really do appreciate you guys. Everyone who's listening to this, I am more than appreciative of you guys, and I'm very happy and very very glad that you guys support me. So just to wrap it up, thank you guys. So, but every Thursday we will be talking everything Rockies and offering fan engagement and interviewing some of your favorite players. So next week, and especially over the next couple of months, we're going to be interviewing some players, and that will obviously be revealed. But definitely look forward to the next couple of months of this podcast. Obviously, we're not going to stop there, but great things to come, and I can promise that for sure. So, but have a good night, guys. It was obviously another fun podcast. Have a good night. Enjoy the weekend, and I will talk to you next time. All right, thanks, guys.